Let's get reaction now and speak to the DA's Francois Rodgers. He's the provincial chair. Thank you so much, Francois, for your time. I'm not sure if you were listening to the conversation that we just had right now, and I wonder what is your response, because the ANC and the EFF are calling for swift action here, saying these allegations are serious.
Good evening, Bongiwe. No, I wasn't part of the conversation, but perhaps it's better I wasn't part of the conversation, because let me give you the truth of the reality. After Chris was announced as the Premier candidate for KZN, this sudden social media allegation came out that there's been some fraudulent activity in the Mngeni municipality. Firstly, social media doesn't determine whether one is guilty or not. There's processes that need to follow. And then you've also got to look at the process and the sort of unfolding of the campaign against somebody like Chris Pappas. Now, this started in the legislature some time ago when the leader of the ANC, the chairperson in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Siboniso Duma, referred to Chris Pappas as a little white boy and that he would be dealt with. That was the start of the spat between the ANC, the political attack on Chris and the DA. That wasn't long followed by a very impromptu visit by the Premier and Mbizo that took place in Mngeni. Now, I've submitted questions to both Treasury and her department as to what the process was to have this Mbizo, and clearly due process wasn't followed. This was a knee-jerk reaction to what was happening between Duma and between Pappas in the municipality. The allegations about hit and run was absolute nonsense. The person that was admitted to hospital for constipation, and their medical records that can prove that. So now Chris gets announced, we get this entire campaign based on social media allegations, and quite clearly there's no substance to it. Now, we would welcome any investigation into any proposed or any alleged fraudulent activities. And if the Public Protector or the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs wants to undertake an independent assessment of the situation, we're quite happy for that. We're happy that due process was followed in this matter.
So, Francois, how seriously, though, does the DA take these allegations?
We take every allegation seriously. But obviously an allegation is only an allegation until there's substantiated evidence. And when an allegation like this starts on a social media platform, then you also have to question it. So again, my statement's been quite clear. If there's evidence and we can get independent investigations, either the PP or COCTA, then let the process unfold.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, an allegation doesn't mean somebody's guilty of any contravention.
So listening to an interview that he did on Ukhozi FM talking about this very issue, and he says that these are the companies, the NPOs that would have been working with the municipality before he took over the running of the municipality, and he talks about how they would have then, put their proposals before the municipality, got funding based on the proposals that they submitted. I spoke to the EFF a short while ago, and they say that for the mere fact that when he got into the municipality, and still carried on working with this particular NPO despite the proximity that he had with the Mr. Jean-Pierre. He should have then allowed that process and excused himself, or maybe, flagged it, or simply did not continue, because for them, it raises concerns of nepotism. And I wonder, how does the DA begin to respond to that? Because it does somehow make sense, that particular argument.
Bongiwe, I'm assuming it was the EFF councillor that was there. So the first question I would ask him is remind us of, during the executive meeting and the council meeting, when these matters came up, Chris Pappas declared his relationship with this individual and recused himself from any further discussion relating to financial contributions. So, we mustn't be frugal with the truth. Let's be open and honest with the truth. Let's not be opportunists. You can declare any interest that you may have. You can recuse yourself, and council then makes that decision, not Chris Pappas.
Mm-hmm. So the DA is 100% sure that everything is above board here. As the investigations continue, nothing will be found on the side of him when it comes to wrongdoing.
Again, this is why we're very clear. There's always got to be accountability, and any accusations and allegations need to be unpacked. And we welcome any investigation by the PP or cooperative governance and traditional affairs.
All right, let's see then what happens, and hopefully we speak as soon as that particular probe is in fact concluded, and see what happens then in that particular regard. That was DA Provincial Chair Francois Rodgers giving us the DA's reply to the conversation we just had now about Chris Pappas.